What was the most drastic transformation you've ever seen? I used to be ashamed to talk about my Uncle Mark. For most of my childhood, he was the kind of man people whispered about but never confronted. He was loud about his hate. He'd rant at the TV, spit out slurs like they were punctuation, and act like the world was falling apart because it didn't look like it did when he was a boy. When I was little, I didn't understand what all that meant, but I remember the way my mom would grab my hand and lead me out of the room when his voice got too sharp. He wasn't always like that, at least not openly. He'd been hurt. That's what my mom said. His dad drank, his mom left, and by the time he was 17, the only people who made him feel seen were a group of guys who carried their pain like pride. They gave him someone to blame. He learned to feed on hate because it was easier than admitting he was broken. By the time I was a teenager, he was deep into it. He had tattoos he couldn't hide anymore. He'd go to rallies. He'd talk about taking the country back. I remember the last time he came to our house before everything changed. He said something cruel at the dinner table about my friend Malik, and my mom kicked him out. I didn't see him for 2 years after that. Then one night, I got a call from my mom. She said Uncle Mark was in the hospital. Car accident. He'd been drinking. No one was sure if he'd make it. Something inside me felt cold and empty, but I still went to see him. He looked small, smaller than I'd ever seen him, with tubes and bruises and machines breathing for him. His eyes fluttered open when I came in. He didn't say much, but he took my hand and whispered, "I'm so tired." That accident changed him. He said later that when he woke up, he felt like he'd been given a second chance. He started going to a church near the hospital, said a nurse there had prayed with him every night and told him that Jesus hadn't given up on him. For a while, I thought it was fake. He'd been angry for so long, I didn't believe people like him could change. But he did, slowly, painfully. He quit drinking. He started talking to people he used to mock. I'll never forget when he showed up at my graduation and hugged Malik, tears in his eyes, and said, "I'm sorry for the poison I used to spread." He met a woman at church, Maria, a black woman with more grace than I've ever seen in one person. They got married a year later. I was in the front row, watching him cry through his vows. He told her, "You showed me what love really looks like, not because I earned it, but because you gave it anyway." Now, he runs a little carpentry business. He hires guys getting out of prison, helps them get back on their feet. He and Maria foster kids sometimes. His house smells like sawdust and cinnamon, and the walls are covered with photos, kids, family, laughter. When I visit, sometimes I catch him sitting on the porch with his Bible open, eyes wet, whispering prayers of gratitude. He doesn't talk much about who he used to be, but every once in a while he'll say, "I thought hate made me strong. Turns out it was love that saved me." And I believe him.